Presented by That Time I Got Reincarnated in the Same World as an Anime Podcaster, this is Shonen Jumping the Gun, the show where we set our sights on the first chapter of a manga and decide if it's a misfire or a bullseye.
Let's see how many rounds are in this magazine.
On today's episode, everybody get up, it's time to slam now. We got the real thing going down this episode of Slam Dunk. Welcome everybody, I am your red-headed ruffian rubbernecking for romance, Kermit the Grog, here with my deaf Duke of Dunking, Isekai Sensei-Sama Brad. Brad, how you doing?
Whoosh!
Is that the sound of you dunking?
That was a dunk.
That was a dunk.
Wait a minute.
Boom shakalaka. I feel like this is the time to do all those old NBA Jam.
It was a really
bits,
delayed
indoor Space Jam.
breaking the backboard. I don't know how that happened.
He could go. Oh, that's football. I was about to say he could go all the way.
I slam dunked it and it didn't break and I was pissed off about it, so I punched it.
You didn't hold all of your super buttons when you did the dunk because that's how you smash the glass. But if you do that, you get more points for some reason. This is the thing I remember from NBA Street 2. But yes, as you heard the intro, we're covering Slam Dunk in our sports arc. This is probably, I mean, literally, this is the peak of sports arc. Financially speaking. Because before I even get to when it ran, Slam Dunk is the 7th most sellingest manga of all time, selling 185 million copies. Above it...
7th of like all manga?
Yes.
Why?
I know, right? We'll get into
okay.
it. Its closest neighbors above it is Naruto at 250 million. And below it is Kochikami Tokyo Beat Cops at 156.5 million.
I don't understand Japanese teenagers.
From the, I was about to say the 80s, from the 90s. Slam Dunk ran from October 1990 to June 1996 in Weekly Shonen Jump for 276 chapters. The mangaka is Takehiko Inouye, who also worked on Vagabond, which is a series I'd really like to read and cover one day. He also helped out with the game Lost Odyssey on the Xbox 360.
I don't think I know what that is.
It's a video game. I've never played it.
Oh, thanks. Okay. I totally know what it is now.
I have no other information besides that. I think also that one, I guess what little actually no, I know one other thing. I think it literally has a bunch of heroes who have lived forever, and part of the game as side content is like reliving these old, or like finding these old memories.
I don't really want to live forever. Forever.
Forever. Yeah, this is, I mean, besides it being the 7th most, I think I already said it, this is the most sellingest sports manga of all time. I don't think, judging by our knowledge of sports things now, unless something crazy happens, I don't think anything's ever going to beat it.
I mean, I get why this would be the most popular sports manga.
Do you?
What I don't understand is why it would be the 7th overall manga.
Slam Dunk just had a movie come out this year, if not late last year.
What was it? Ice Shield 21 you said was 36th or something like that?
It was fairly low. I don't think I got a ranking for it, but it's like fairly low on... It's still up on the list. It's still did very well and it was very popular. But.
Like in the 30s for a sports manga, I'd be like, okay, that makes sense. Yeah. But 7th?
I feel like outside of the big shonen stuff, we're confused by a lot of... Because what? Yeah. Also some of the top stuff is not... stuff that we really got meaningful over. See Kochikami Beat Cops. I want to say Golgo 13 is on there. Like really
just
old.
It's going on forever.
Yeah, case closed. But like that doesn't it's like yeah, of course, sure. But it's like when Demon Slayer's up there, you're like, oh fuck.
Right. Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Nelson, I don't think in my... We're getting so distracted. Like, this is technically a pillar episode without being a pillar episode. I don't think anything's ever going to unseat One Piece.
Most of the sports arc is pillar episodes.
True, but like this is this is truly a pillar. This is in the top 10 of most sellingest mangas. I didn't check where it was. I know it was on the list, but I didn't look at it for this. I know it's on the like most money-making media franchises, not of just manga and anime, of all of them.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't check where it was on that, but I'm sure it's pretty high. It's higher than I would think on it.
Maybe we're just confused because sports used to be way more popular than it currently is, just in general.
I guess, but I don't. Whatever. We'll get into it. Let me cover this thing.
All right, fine.
Speaking of covering, we're covering the first 2 chapters of Slam Dunk. I think we've already started doing this on most episodes, but we're trying to read at least the first 55-ish pages to better match the extra long chapters we cover from Shonen Jump.
Less than 75 pages, as long as you can get context.
Yes. Some of it, it's like still a gut feeling, but there was one where it's just like, this needs more. Which I guess this was before Jump chapters were extra long, because our first chapter of iShield 21, which only came out about a decade later, was the normal length that we were expecting for a chapter 1. So I guess back in the early 90s, that wasn't a thing they did.
I wonder if there's information about when that started and why.
I would love to find that. I want to find that.
Maxie.
Spoiler alert for a future episode we might do if I get off my butt and do the research, because from reading iShield and stuff that's happened recently in Shonen Jump, I want to do an episode about what happens around chapter 20 when it feels like a manga feels like I could continue going or I could stop here. Because I feel like now that I could both see that happening in real time more often, but also see that happening in iShield 21, because it's like that's when they're playing their first proper game against the rival. And you could see it going either way, and it's like, oh, you get to live. This is how the game goes because the manga's going to keep going. But you could see it wrapping up if it needed to. But
We'll
obviously in
call
the
that,
course of things...
Shonen reloading the gun.
Yeah, Shonen Firing Squad. It could have died here. I mean, also you'd have to put in examples of here are ones that died around this time. This is what they were doing. But it's like, I feel like you're going...
There's already a show that does that. It's called Shonen Flop.
No, but it's specifically comparing it to here are the ones that lived, and this is where you thought they could have been. They thought they could have been done here, so they wrote like this, as a way that they could have a satisfying ending.
Now it's time for Kermit's patented speedrun summary.
Fucker. Chapter 1. Sakuragi. Sakuguri.
Do
why?
not ask
You're
me.
never a help. And I'll never learn this lesson. A female student apologizes to our protagonist, Hanamachi Sakuragi. That sounds wrong. I like Hanamichi because it's easier to say. I don't remember what I call him in this.
Do you want? Okay,
Sakuragi.
I'll pull it up and I will attempt to tell you what the name is.
Okay. I'm going to keep going while you do this. A female student apologizes to her protagonist, Hanamichi Sakaguri, that she likes Oda from the basketball team. Sakuragi has been rejected by girls 50 times, so his friends shout out. He is sad, sulky, and headbutting everybody who talks about anything sport or basketball related. I said baseball, didn't I? Oda's on the basketball team. Also, he writes One Piece. But then, somebody in the hall asks, "Do you like basketball?" He turns to attack, but it's a cute girl, totally his type. She notices...
Sakuragi.
What?
Sakuragi.
Okay, that just doesn't roll off the tongue right.
Hanamichi Sakuragi.
Hanamichi is fun to say, though.
Hanamichi-kun.
Hanamichi. He reminds me of... man, we're getting real distracted. It reminds me of Onomichi-kun from Yakuza series, whose head is he's like a city mascot, and his head is like an orange. And he's got a sailor's outfit. I keep wanting to paint him, but I just don't. This girl notices how freakishly tall and muscular he is. She loves athletes. Of course, Sakuragi loves basketball. He's an athlete, for sure. This is Haruko Akagi, and Sakuragi thinks he can finally realize his dream of walking a girl to school. Now he really wants to play basketball.
This is the most innocent romantic dream.
I know. Like I
literally
want to hold hands.
just want to walk near you for a few minutes.
Holding hands is kind of part and parcel of that, but maybe not. I don't know.
Holding hands is so lewd.
He's a sweet summer child. He's running around the school, working out, and goes to the third-year hallway. They try to beat him up and say to meet them on the roof, but it doesn't really work. He's got one up by the neck until Haruko shows up, and Sakuragi immediately calms down. She's here to talk to her brother and shoos Sakuragi away. A big thug third year appears and smacks around the dudes who tried and failed to beat up Sakuragi. He's going to get called up to the roof. Cut to after school. The punks are on the roof, and Sakuragi isn't there. He's with Haruko in the empty gym. We learned she used to play basketball in junior high. She loves it, but she's not coordinated, so she just watches now. She tells Sakuragi of the most exciting move in basketball, the the slam dunk. Her brother and another boy named Rukawa could do these amazing dunks. Sakuragi's tall. He could do it. He takes a running start, not dribbling, leaps into the air, and for a page spread, he could make it? But no.
He does make it.
He smacks his head on the backboard and falls. Haruko thinks this is the coolest, and he is going to be the basketball team's savior as Sakuragi's buddies show up and think he tried to get fresh with her and get headbutted. And chapter 1. See how little chapter 1 was? I mean, it was a short chapter. It's not like nothing happened. Chapter 2. Kaeda Rukawa. It's the name of the chapter. Kaeda. We get a glimpse of a very tall student, about as tall as Sakuragi. He's got an aura about him. Back in the classroom, Haruko checks in on Sakuragi after he hit his head and tells him she signed him up for basketball tryouts. Her brother wants people with guts, and he's got guts. Outside the room, Haruko gets told from a classmate that Sakuragi and his buddies were a gang and real scary in junior high, but she thinks he's really chill and easy to talk to. Back with the boys, his posse ask him if this girl is so great, she probably already has a boyfriend. That Rukawa fellow, probably. He goes to ask her, is Rukawa your boyfriend? No. He doesn't even know about her, but she has such a crush on him. She watched him play in junior high, and he was unguardable. Also, there's a page of her wearing a shirt that says basketball freak on it that I couldn't pass up mentioning. But, oh gosh, why did she just tell him all that? He's just so easy to talk to. With that crush, this must be rejection number 51 for Sakuragi. He cries, but then goes quiet as we get a page like a poem or song of being rejected. Cut to later in class, and those third-year punks are busting into class for blood. Don't be a chicken again, Hanamichi, and come to the roof after school today. A fight between the gangs almost breaks out, already in the commotion. Cut to later up on the roof. The third-year punks unlock the door to find someone napping. Get out of here! They kick him. Oh, wait a minute. Uh-oh. He's tall. That's Kaeda Rukawa, and he was sleeping. Chapter 2 ends.
Okay.
I'm just going to say it. I was let down by Slam Dunk.
Really?
This was one that I got from the library. I read the entire first Tankobon. Admittedly, I don't have Tankobon 2, and I would have had to buy it or somehow otherwise obtain it. I'm kind of let down. Okay. This was spoken of so reverently. It's the 7th most sellingest manga of all time. Like, trusted sources told me Slam Dunk rules.
Because that's the thing.
And I don't hate it. I was just like,
okay,
I don't get it. And I don't know if it just needs time to get going.
That's fair.
Like, if this was on the app, I'd probably keep reading it. But it's not.
Because I specifically was like, I don't understand how this was number 7 of all time.
Yep, same.
But I understand how it was really popular. I see it. I see the popularity in this. It's fun. There's a fun streak to it.
Yeah.
But then it also has these other bits in it. There's like the romance stuff that isn't quite romance, and like the funny stuff around that. It's got comedy. There's this actiony bit to it with
a hot-bloodedness to it,
playing basketball, and also the fighting and all that kind of stuff. So like, I get it. I do get it.
But I don't.
Like,
it's fine. Like, I don't know what this episode's going to be. Like, it was like, I kind of like that the main character is just like, he's really tall. Also, he's kind of a dweeb.
He's the right kind of dweeb.
Yes.
It's like, he's tough, but he's also a dweeb.
Yeah.
Which is, I enjoy that characterization.
He's not Protag-kun.
It's the Kuwabara thing.
Yeah, 100% he's Kuwabara.
Where it's like, yeah, you're a bit of a dummy, but you got a good heart, and you're not like doing bad things for the sake of doing bad things.
No, he's a big... I think he's a himbo.
Yeah, I can see that.
He's got dog too big for his body energy.
At very least, himbo adjacent.
Himbo adjacent, yes, because he is large. He is stupid, but he means well. And I feel like that's the trifecta of himboism.
Stupid might be too harsh, because like, and this is where I say himbo adjacent, because like, to be a full himbo, you sort of have to be like not all there. You know?
No, I think in my lexicon, this is what this episode is now, the lexicon of himbos. I think he's not he doesn't need to be dumb. He's just not the sharpest tool. Right. And maybe he's like, I read more and saw more situations where it's just like, he doesn't get it. But also some of it is like, he's love struck a little bit.
Yeah. There are situations that make all of the thoughts leave his brain.
Yes.
but
Girls,
like
cute
generally
girls.
speaking, he's paying attention to things and knows what's going on.
Yeah, but I don't think you need to be like a freaking invalid to be a himbo. Like that's not how
No. But
Kronk
more
is capable,
so.
but Kronk is like maximum himbo.
Yes,
And if
Kronk
we're using him as a measuring stick,
maximum.
or like Launchpad McQuack, like also like that's a himbo.
And that's the key for me for himbos is like you don't actually know what's going on at any particular moment.
Yeah, I guess because he's got the love clouding that makes it harder to get a proper reading.
But it's close enough.
But it's close enough. Yeah,
So-
himbo Jason enough.
I will say, I didn't hate this. Of course, I also didn't hate Ice Shield 21. I actually feel very similar about this that I do for Ice Shield 21.
Like all
where
the
it's
pieces
like,
are there, but it's just
I get
not
it, I
something's
see
just
it.
missing for you in particular.
Right. There were parts of it that I enjoyed, but at no point did I go, I really like this. I want to see more of this. It was more like, okay, that's cool. Yeah, I'm glad people like this. This is a thing that I get.
That was my
I understand.
That was my feeling. I'm curious what this would have been if I did not have literally years of having this talked up to me by various communities. Like, not even just recently, not even by trusted humans in my current manga community. Like, I've been hearing about Slam Dunk for ages and been excited to read it. And I don't
That's
know
a
if it's
real problem for you, isn't it?
What?
Having things hyped up.
Because sometimes when that hits off, though, it's great.
But,
And- but, yeah,
I feel
usually
like it
doesn't work.
never
Yeah, admittedly.
does.
Sometimes it does. Usually it doesn't.
It's like when someone recommends something to you, they literally just need to go, here's the title. I think you would like this.
Yeah,
and that's it.
Genuinely. But that's all I ever
No
heard.
more.
Like, I didn't get why Slam Dunk was great. I just got it was great. Like, when says like, hi, this is one of the big sellingest manga. This is when everybody talks about sports manga, Slam Dunk comes up. The fact that it got a freaking animated movie this year. Like, it's clearly a big cultural phenomenon. And, like, obviously it wasn't as big over here, but, like, and I don't know if it, like, starts cooking. I mean, what? To timestamp this episode in a way that nobody will really remember because you'd have to scroll back through things. Like, literally right now in Flop Chat, people are talking about Undead Unluck and where that series starts popping off. Because the first chapter is rough because of content in it.
To be fair, I feel like that's a conversation that keeps coming back around.
But there's certain manga that I feel like are more cursed by that. Because like once Undead Unluck, like, and it sucks to say like you need to get like a tankobon or two in, but it's like when Undead Unluck starts cooking, it starts cooking. It's not like, oh, Kill Blue, it finds its feet, it's good, I like it. It's like, no, we have gone from like kind of here, there, and everywhere to like 5-alarm fire in a good way. Like this is one of the all-timers, and because there's such a wall for it. Because there's like, oh, you can get I don't know. I feel like there's a distinction between like you can get some good stuff if you get over the wall.
This is a hard ask. It's like read the first 3 volumes of
Read
this.
one of the first 3 volumes, but then you get to read one of the greatest manga ever written. Like, it's not like, oh, you'd really like this, or it's really good. It's like, no, dude's cooking.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's when it's like, I save those for it's like, I could say, well, we had the conversation with Don. First episode's got some icky stuff in it. But it's like, if you get through that, hi, here's some of the finest anime currently coming out.
Yeah.
Hopefully done sustainably. But like also both visually and emotionally and the way it's directed, it's just like,
And also, if you're a teenager, then it doesn't matter at all.
no. Well, you could still be uncomfortable. It's an uncomfortable scene regardless of that.
That's fair. Yeah.
But like, I don't know if it's just like Slam Dunk starts fine and then it just starts cooking at some point. And I could see how the pieces come together. It's not like I feel like I'm missing something. And it's like as opposed to Blue Lock, I finished the Tankobon from the library. But I mean, admittedly, Blue Lock was more of an insult to my sensibilities than I thought it was like a bad manga. And that's why I stopped reading it because it just kept frustrating me. But it's like Slam Dunk is.
I think you've heard that one already, listener.
Yes, you have. Because we recorded it already and it's going to come out. But yeah, I just got struck with like, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. I didn't pop off like I was expecting to. And I don't know why I didn't.
That's always troubling.
Yeah.
You sit and you go, wait a minute.
I was supposed to pop off about this.
Like
I'm supposed to be really excited. And it's not like I don't have reasons where I could say this didn't work or I didn't like this. It's like, I like the gag that it's like he's this big, he's got the red hair that makes him the street tough, that makes him stand out. Like he is a really good fighter. He just doesn't always do that. Like, I like that old school street tough stuff. Like, I like the art. I like the old school art.
I don't like the old school.
You don't like old school art though.
Don't.
But just like the romance stuff, like it's fine, it's cute, it's funny. Like I laughed when I read it. The way the spread of him going to dunk is like majestic. Like it's interesting. Like it's good art. Like it makes me really excited for Vagabond, because Vagabond's another series that I've been hearing talked up for years that like I'm really excited to check out, and I don't know if I'm going to shoot myself in the foot talking about that and thinking that and feeling that stuff. But it's just like,
I should say there's definitely people that listen to us who will like this.
yes,
So we don't want to be down on it.
no, that's why I feel weird. I feel
I
conflicted.
should give you the caveat. Do not read a scanlation of this.
Oh,
The
did you read a scanlation?
scanlations are readable, but not good.
Okay.
I think the translation was fine. The typesetting was atrocious. It made it actually difficult to read.
How is the scanlations and typesetting on Slam Dunk Chapter 1 bad?
I don't know.
Like I could get that if it wasn't easily obtainable in English, but it's not.
Yeah.
You'd think somebody the seventh most of time, and it's not a comedy, like Kochi Kami can go whatever. But someday we're gonna have to read it. We're gonna have to find it and read chapter 1. But for right now, it's like that's a comedy. It's not gonna translate properly. But it's like it's Slam Dunk, and there's funny bits in it. I read the official English release of it. It translated just fine.
The translation I think was fine.
Okay.
There was a couple points where I was like, I feel like the official translation would be different from this.
Okay.
But I was able to gloss over those enough that it wasn't that important.
I read the official English release of whenever
Specifically,
these printed ones were released originally.
the act of it entering my eyeballs was difficult at some
Oh, I
points.
feel for you, buddy. I feel for you.
Overall, it wasn't enough that I was like, I need to go find this in the bookstore and read it or something, or else this
Literally
isn't gonna
do
work.
the Shonen jumping the gun thing of go to the bookstore and read chapter 1 in the bookstore, which you can't find. Slam Dunk is old. You can't find it. I remember maybe it was a rumor or somebody just posted a news article that could have been bunk because who knows anymore, but like there was supposedly supposed to be an English re-release of it, or maybe it was just a Japan only one. I don't know. Like it's not on the app. Supposedly the creator doesn't want his stuff on the app. He doesn't want it digitally ever. So
Which
we have to wait for him
sucks.
to die. And then wait for a while, and then I'll probably be dead. So.
I would say the recommended way to check this out is go to the library, go to the bookstore, read the first 2 chapters like we did.
Hopefully your library has volume 2, because mine has like 1, 3, 4, 5, 7.
I think reading the first 2 chapters yourself would give you your answer of do you want to read this or not.
Unless it starts like really cooking by Tankobon 2.
No, I just think
I don't know. Like that's all I can go to right now, because I don't get it. I'm confused.
There's definitely there would have to be more for either one of us, but I think for other people, these first 2 chapters,
to be where we are at. Yeah. I mean that's what we did. We read the first 2 chapters.
I think there's enough here for most people who would be into sports manga.
Yeah,
at all.
I would say so. Have we ever had an episode like this where we were both like? Because it's like we had a you were bewildered and I wasn't for Boys Over Flowers. I know that was a very weird episode, but it's like we're rarely in the same place. Either liking something like the joy of the rare episode where we both get to just stomp something. It's the joy of Shadow Eliminators and Dear Anemone. Like those I could go back to listen to those episodes. I do. Every so often I listen to those because it's like when we're on a team just stomping on things. Oh, feels great.
Hey,
feels great.
Now's the perfect time to revisit the Dear Anemone episode.
Because Flop
just
Boys are
covered
covering it.
Yeah. That episode. Oh, it's just the main episode just dropped on Patreon.
Yeah,
so the chibi
I've
just
heard
dropped
the chibi
last
at this
week.
point in time of
time
recording.
yeah.
But this one where it's like we both just kind of feel
meh
about it, which is weird.
I mean, let's be fair. For me, this is pretty.
Brad,
we could have seen this coming.
I'm not gonna. Yeah, I know, but I'm gonna say a sentence, and it's getting ahead of ourselves, and I don't want to say it. I really don't want to say it, Brad. But I have
just whisper it.
I have to say it. The first chapter of Beast Children made me feel more than these chapters of Slam Dunk. Now, admittedly, in my defense, I've had Slam Dunk talked up to me for multiple decades, but I've had Beast Children talked down to me for at least 2 years, if not more. Which is like opposite powers, because then you go, well, this wasn't absolute toxic waste into all of my orifices.
This is
it's not
spoilers.
that bad.
This is heavy spoilers.
But it's just that thought entered my brain. It's like I'm not going to remember to say it
tuned.
then.
That's going to come out. on the day after Christmas, I think.
What? Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh. Okay. Cool.
Get ready for that,
what a
everybody.
present.
The Boxing Day gift.
I feel weird and I feel dirty, Brad.
We should have done a boxing manga. Shit.
We can still get Ashitono Joe in there. Or, I mean, one day we will cover.
It'll screw up our schedule if we change anything right now.
We could have an entire. I was going to say we could have an entire boxing arc. We could have an entire martial arts arc that I'd put Hajime no Ippo in there because I've never
next
read it.
year, Boxing Day next year.
Boxing Day next year, we will have
it might
martial
not be
arts.
a Thursday though.
It'll be close enough. We'll have martial arts December. I feel bad. I want to talk about more, but I don't know what to talk about. I just don't. I didn't feel strongly like I could have bought that second tankobon that my library didn't have, and I could have read it and donated and then kept going through the library stuff, and I just, I didn't.
I think Ben would like this.
I think Ben would like this.
Yeah.
Now
if he hasn't read it, has he?
I don't know. I don't think he's ever talked about it. I'd be curious. I'm really curious to know what Ben would think about it.
I think well, first of all, because he's stuck in the past, right?
Exactly. It would fit his sensibilities.
But also because it's got that romance bit. He's into the romance stuff. It's got some comedy. I think all the pieces are there.
It has, I mean, because we read the first two chapters, we meet his rival on the team, which I think is neat that his rival is on the team because that doesn't always happen. iShield 21, his rival is on a different team.
Oh, and they set it up so good because she's like, he doesn't even know I exist.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like they're not actually a couple.
It's like, look, you've got a shot.
Estate. Yeah.
You have a shot, but then no, he's at that school. Oh my God. Then she's gonna go after
play
him.
basketball.
Oh, but she's so comfortable with him.
And
so
he's
maybe
the hot shot because everybody knows him from junior high. Like all the pieces are there. Why don't I like this? Everything is there. There's nothing where I go, or like it just, I don't know if I just wasn't feeling good the time that I read it. And I like read it over like a week span. It wasn't like I read it all in one day. Like, it's like, I like in this case, it's like, I'm just a peon. You're the 7th most sellingest manga of all time. Something's wrong with me.
Well, I mean, historically, you don't like popular things.
I mean, yes. You're not wrong. This has all the things that I like.
Yeah.
And
maybe you need to
sorry
give it a
to
couple
everyone.
more chapters.
Maxie B in particular, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the blasphemy that eggs in my lips. It's the sports thing. Like, where do we think it's going to go? Like, they have to build the team. Like, I know a little bit more than you do because I read the tankobon.
I mean,
but
the basketball club / team is already established. They're applying for it, so there's
we don't have to build a team in this one. The team already exists. We just have to follow. Our main character is our viewpoint of learning the sport.
Yeah, and just getting better and playing games and
meeting the funky guys that are on the team. I'm remembering the coach is really funny. The coach is not the coach, but like the captain is the girl he has a crush on's older brother.
How much of this have you read?
I said the first tankobon.
You read the whole thing?
Yeah.
Okay. And you still...
I wasn't like jumping at the bit for the second one. Like maybe I'll get to it at some point. I'll just give it another go and maybe it'll just catch that time. Just sometimes I'm just not in the mood for something and I don't know why. But like
for me,
like it's a funny bit. Like they do a little thing and it's a funny bit. Like there's like everything, all the way that the relationships are being set up. It's like this is great. This is good storytelling. Everybody's in a position to make interesting dynamics occur. And I don't know.
I would say more so than iShield 21. Not a lot more, but more so. If I just had the tankobon of this sitting around, there is a possibility that I would pick up and read it. Like, if I had that. Now, I'm not going to read any more of the scanlation of this.
No.
I'm not. That's too far. But, like, I'm not against reading more of this. I didn't dislike it.
Yeah.
But I'm not
the
seeking
meters
it
are
out
low.
at all.
Yeah. I mean, maybe just after doing this episode, I'll go buy the second one and just give it the second college try and just like do it like I mean it this time. I don't know. I'm looking at normal things. What I would want more, like, there's nothing I want more of or less of. It's just like it's everything. You said it has like all the genres in it, and it's doing them well, and it's putting them together well. Like there's nothing wrong with it.
What's wrong with you?
I'm what's wrong in the system, Brad. It's me. I'm broken.
It's been me the whole time.
We need something we can boast. Like we need We don't get it for a while, but we need the Feast or Famine arc where we read just dog shit.
Oops, all isekais.
No, we need to be in agreement. I want a fun one.
Oh, there's plenty of isekais that I'm like, this is trash.
Okay, then we'll put them in there. We'll save them for the 9 on that arc if we get there. I guess conclusion, feelings.
Good. It's good. It's good.
It's
good derogatory.
No, it's not good derogatory. It's good respectfully.
No, like it would be fine positive, but it's good derogatory.
No, but derogatory implies you didn't like it. Like
but not if
derogatory
you called
is
it
mean.
good.
I would not hurl slurs at Slam Dunk, Brad.
Good ambivalent.
There we go. I like good ambivalent, good respectfully.
I just, yeah.
Good wistfully.
I'm not upset that this is really popular.
I'm not either. I'm again, we found it. I'm upset at myself.
That's the most positive thing I can say.
Yeah.
Good for it.
I think we literally had the conversation that you would not buy it, and I'm maybe buying it again because I think I'm broken and I need to drink more of it and figure it out.
If we go to Barnes & Noble and you're like, I want to sit
it's
here.
Not there. That's the problem.
Okay, hypothetically.
If I go kill time at Second and Charles where it might be, and I have credit there, maybe I'll get it there.
If we went and we were sitting somewhere and we were like, we're going to sit here and read a couple things, I would read the first tankobon of this.
If you read that, I would make angry eyes at you and hand you the first tankobon for Golden Kamui instead.
I've read some of that.
You did. You could read the rest of it.
I think I read another chapter after we talked about that.
Sure. Well, we'll have to I'm going to have to put it on the show at some point just to continue this bit.
I've already read the first chapter.
What? Yeah, it'll be fun.
You Shonen jumping the gun. Read the first tankobon of Golden Kamui.
Golden Kamui, Brad. That's what the episode's called. There's no high noon. We feel the same, if not from different. We're just dealing with that feeling differently.
We can't even execute this because we're like, hey, cool, you're cool.
Good pat on the back, buddy.
Go away.
You go over there. Have people like you, and I want people to like you, and I like you, but I don't want to talk to you. You're fine.
You're a cool dude who doesn't take it from anybody.
Oh gosh, people are gonna be so mad. Well, thanks for listening.
John Slam Dunk.
John Basketball is gonna freaking hate this. Has there ever been another basketball manga?
Oh, I'm sure. There's
people had to
definitely not going to be one that's anywhere close to as popular.
I do not think about Japan playing basketball at all.
I have seen basketball played in quite a lot of manga. So it's definitely something that they do. It
feels so weird that that's like a sport that popped off in Japan.
What was it?
Where specifically like...
There was just another one where...
I screwed up basketball?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was during romance, right?
That was Hakutaku, because I thought he was talking about basketball, but he was talking about... Or I thought he was talking about soccer, but it was basketball.
But it was basketball all along.
It was basketball the whole time. But yeah, thank you everybody for listening. Brad, slam dunking me with those plugs.
As always, we'd like to thank Sugoi Mart for partnering with us. Sugoi Mart's a retailer of Japanese snacks, drinks, toys, and merch that you can't get outside of Japan. Our listeners can click the link in the description or use code APR15 at checkout to get 15% off their first order, which also helps us out. Of course, we want to know what people think, so hit us up on social media. You can find all the links on our website, animepodcasterreincarnation.com. You can also leave comments on the episode posts up there, as well as find other posts and reviews. Best place to chat with us is on our Discord. Got a lot of fun conversations going on there, so come check it out, hang out, bring up whatever topics you want. And of course, we have our Patreon, where our supporters get perks like getting to vote on which series we cover on heroin addiction. There's bonus episodes. We now also have super bonus episodes specifically for our Royal and Noble tier.
This is a super bonus episodes.
So make sure you check that out. And all the tiers get the bonus episodes, but higher tiers get the high quality stereo version of all of the episodes early, as soon as they're done being edited. Shonen Jumping the Gun, most of the time comes out at least 3 days ahead of time. And of course, we want to shout out our patrons. Most importantly, at the very top, currently, at our noble tier, we have our marquee, Sir Cake Dwarf. So thank you so much, Cake Dwarf.
Thank you, Cake Dwarf.
At our Reincarnator tier, we've got Moon. And last but not least, at our Commoner tier, we've got Rena and Kill Hour. So thanks so much to all our patrons.
Thank you, Brad. Thank you once again, everybody, for listening. Make sure you listen to all the shows on our feed, especially Anime Podcaster Speed Date, which we are very excited about. And Brad, party people in the house, let's go. It's your boy AC. All right, so pass that thing and watch me flex behind my back. You know what's next to jam all in your face. What's up? Just feel the bass. Rock it down the room. Shake it, quake it, space kaboom. Just work that body. Make sure you don't hurt nobody. Get wild, lose your mind. Take this thing into overtime. Hey, DJ, turn it up. QCD gonna burn it up. Come on, y'all, get on the floor. So, hey, let's go. Aight? Are we ready? Are you locked in?
You're the one who has to do all the preamble
I know,
stuff.
but you gotta fucking settle down, boyo.
I read it. I read the thing.
Okay, are you ready? Can I start? Welcome, everybody. I am your redheaded ruffian, Ruppernet. That's anytime I do 3 or 4, it's always gonna be Sakuragi, Sakuguri, Sakuragi,
Sakuragi.
What?
Sakuragi.
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 Sakuragi, 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 Sakuragi. You left me to die on that hill. You could have jumped in if you wanted to.
I have no idea what that was.
That's fucking Space Jam!
I do not know the words.
How?
What I know is, come on and jam, and welcome to the... No, come on and slam, and welcome to the jam.
Come on and slam, and welcome to Japan.
We're going to the Space Jam.
All right. And you can just, I mean, you don't have to get to that. My idea was just like, as it's going on, it just slowly fades out and the outro music fades in.
No, that whole thing's going in there. You did a really good job.
Oh, thank you.